What's up, guys? Welcome back to Nebula Tech News. This is the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic, and it is currently charging because we just finished up our battery life test on this. We used it with all of the same settings that we did on the regular Galaxy Watch 4 as well, and it's currently charging so that I can give you guys the exact time frame from 0 to 100 because I did get tons of comments about that, just questions of how long it takes to charge. Now, before we fully jump into this battery life test, I do want to clarify, is not everyone's going to get the exact same amount of time or battery life because it really does depend on your exact usage. So if you're someone who is a lot more active, a lot less active, if you're someone who prefers to have always on display turned on, if you're someone who likes constant heart rate monitoring, those numbers will change. I try to do the test on the battery life as I guess like intermediate as possible. So with most settings that I feel like most people would use. But that being said, it is going to vary obviously person to person. And, you know, this is just what I got from my usage, and I'll go over my exact settings later on in the video. But, you know, don't be surprised if you get more or less battery life than this. It really does genuinely just depend on the person that's using it and the settings that you prefer. So without further ado, let's jump into our battery life test. All right, so we are 100% fully charged. So we should pop this off, 100% fully charged. It is currently 5:29 p.m. and we're gonna get started. All right, it is 10:10 p.m. We are at 90% battery life. I haven't been super active today, but tomorrow I will be. So I figured keep it consistent with my last battery life test on the regular Galaxy Watch 4. Where one day I was super active, and the other one I really wasn't all that much. So for today, we're ending at 90%, and I am going to wear this to sleep. I don't think it's going to be super comfortable because it's really bulky, but I have to because of the sleep tracking, so we'll see where we're at in the morning. All right, it is 10:46 a.m. now. We're at 59% battery, so we drained a whole lot of battery while sleeping, which I kind of expected, but we're at 59%, so let's see how long that'll carry us for the rest of the day today. All right, so I do want to take a second just to clarify, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't sleep with a watch that's a bit bulkier like this one on. The only reason that I did it is for this battery life test. So most of you, like I said in my previous video with the regular Galaxy Watch 4, most of you guys will honestly be fine. If you're putting this to charge at night, I don't think it would be such a big deal. I do the same thing like with my Apple Watch, for example. The only watch that I don't put to charge at night would be if I'm wearing like a Fitbit tracker, which tracks your sleep, and they're usually fairly like slim and more comfortable. But for most people, if you plan on charging this at night, which you probably would, because I can't imagine somebody would be really happy or comfortable sleeping with this, then you will be fine on battery life. The other reason that I put this on is because I want to showcase some of the features that the watch has, and Samsung has made a pretty big deal about sleep tracking because it's relatively new to their watches. So I did make sure to wear it for sleep tracking at least one night, just like I did with the regular Galaxy Watch 4. I want to keep the test as consistent as possible. And then while I have the watch off for a couple seconds, I just want to go over the settings that we use. So to start off, notifications are turned on as with my previous test. So I do get text notifications, emails, calls, and a few other apps. The heart rate monitor is turned on as well. It's not set for continuous, it's set for every 10 minutes, just like the previous one again. The sleep tracker obviously was on. Brightness is on auto, but it also typically is at like halfway point, so like a level 5 or 6. Always on display is turned off, but I do have the gestures turned on for tap to wake, so I don't have it set to wake when you raise, as you can see here, but I do have it so that if you touch the button or if you hit the bezel, it will turn on its own. And with that said, let's get on with our day. 58%. We'll see where we're at later. All right, it is 9 p.m. and we are at 35% battery life, which is kind of crazy because I actually didn't think we would even have that much battery life at this point. So I did run a few errands today and did a couple things, nothing too crazy, but 35% still. I'm going to turn off the sleep tracking because I know for a fact it won't survive sleep tracking overnight. And I want to make sure that I track exactly when it dies so that I have the proper time frame listed. So like I know exactly how many hours it lasts, and if I do this with sleep tracking, it'll 100% die while I'm asleep and I won't be able to tell. So I'm going to turn that off for tonight, but I am going to leave the watch on and sleep with it again. All right, it is 8:06 a.m. and you'll see we're still at 9%. I'm actually kind of surprised that this survived the night. I don't know at what point in time I got like a low battery notification asking me to put it on power saver mode because I was asleep obviously, but 9%, 8:06 a.m. I'm guessing we'll probably get maybe another hour at most, but we'll keep an eye on it. We're down to 2% now, so it's probably gonna die soon, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, but it's 11:31, 2%. Not too bad actually. It lasted way longer than I thought it would. All right, so the watch just died. I'm at a red light, which is why I'm recording right now. It is 11:41 a.m. and the watch is now officially dead. Okay, so now that I've finally stopped here, it won't turn on. It's dead, 0%. Battery is completely dead. It's 11:46 right now, but it died obviously a few minutes ago, but just for evidence that it is fully dead. So now let's look at our totals. All right, so now if we go into our Samsung Galaxy Watch app and then we go into the settings and then we click on battery, we can actually see that we got a total of 1 day and 18 hours of battery life since our last charge. Now it is currently charging, so you can see that it's charging there from the screen recording, but we got a total of 1 day and 18 hours since our last full charge, which is when I charged it up to 100% and started the battery life test. So in total, we're looking at 42 hours of battery life on one charge of this Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. So to say that I was impressed is kind of an understatement. I didn't really think we would get, 42 hours of battery life on this watch because the regular Galaxy Watch that I just tested, I'll link that video down below if you want to check that one out. That one didn't get nearly as much battery life as this, so I was a little bit more impressed with this. One key takeaway is that if you're wearing it to sleep, you will see significantly reduced battery life because the sleep tracking sensors that they use, because they have sensors for your blood oxygen and just they have one that checks for your breathing and your snoring. Those use up quite a bit of battery life on the watch, so if you are someone who plans on sleeping with this on, I would say that you'd have to charge it the next morning, obviously, which might not be super convenient. But if you're someone who doesn't care, then you should be fine. You can charge it every single night. I did say this in my last video, but it is on par with most other smartwatches that you get of this caliber. So with the number of health and fitness tracking devices out on the market right now, you have a lot of options. If you're looking for something that's going to last a very, very long time, obviously a smartwatch with fitness features is not what you need. You'd have to go for something like a Fitbit, obviously, right? So if you just care about fitness tracking with a bit of smart added into it, then a Fitbit would probably be that. This is a bit more smartwatch with like fitness sprinkled into it, like fitness and health sprinkled in, so you're not going to get nearly as good battery life as that. But this is still on par with like the Apple Watch. So all in all, I'd say that it was pretty decent, pretty good battery life here. So that is all for this video, guys. If you like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to leave any questions down in the comments below. I do try to get back to as many of you guys as possible, so if you have any questions or anything that I may have missed in this video, make sure you put that in the comments, and I will try to get back to you. Thanks a ton for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.